This is basically the third podcast where we're talking about building systems, not goals, and how goals will screw you up, and how building a process, a realistic day in and day out process that's simple, that's easy to do, that you can measure. And that's really important. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to have a quick podcast. I have a meeting I have to go to, but I wanted to share this with you. You can get this information from jamesclear.com. I encourage you to get all his books, anything that he writes. I encourage you to read James Clear, CLEAR.com. But today, I want to talk to you about measuring backward versus measuring forward. How many KPIs do we have in our business? How many predictions are we trying to make moving forward? And we all talk about that. And I think it's important. We can look at the things, but we can't really, with 100% accurate, predict it. But we can look backwards, can't we? And what he's talking about is when you're building out these systems, these daily systems for your life. And he says, each week I sit down at my computer and fill out a little spreadsheet to track the essential metrics in my business: traffic, email subscribers, revenue, expenses, and so on. I have the process down pretty well by now, so it only takes me about 15 minutes. This is so important, guys. Make a quick little spreadsheet, Google Sheets, whatever is easy for you, that you can do something in 15 minutes or less. What are your most important metrics that you can look weekly and say, maybe it's just a 1 to 10 scale. 1 to 10 physically, how did I do this week? Oh, I went to the gym, twice, and I walked 4 times. It's pretty good. I'll give myself a 6 physical or an 8, whatever it is. Have a way where you can measure yourself. Maybe you want to, like he does, put down these numbers, and these numbers are the most important. Keep it simple. Some of you guys want to make 20 different numbers and have all these different calculations. Screw that. This has to be, find the 3, 5, 4. Don't go more than 5. Find the 3 easy, simple things. Maybe it's one thing physically you need to focus on. I'm an advocate of focusing on one thing. One thing. My word for 2023, I do one word a year, and I judge everything off of that for this year. This year's expansion. Expansion. I'm judging my whole 2023 off of expansion, and I'm using the word judging in a good way. I'm looking at things, tweaking things, measuring things. So, he talks about this. In those 15 minutes, however, I get very clear feedback on whether or not I'm making progress in the areas that matter to me. I can tell which direction things are moving, and if the numbers in one area are moving the wrong way, I can make adjustments the following week. Basically, I measure backward. What happened in my business this week? And I use that backward measurement as a way to guide my actions for the next week. He also talks about this as a strategy for his gym. He says, I lift every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. When I show up at the gym, I open my notebook and look at the weights I lifted during my last workout or two. Then I plan my workout by slightly increasing the sets, reps, or weight from where they were last week. I go for tiny increases. I'm interested in 1% gains. We've all seen compound interest, 1% gains. What does that look like? A 1% gain in your life every single week would look like what? You would be a totally different person. If you figure out the compound interest, the 1%, and then that 1% off of that, and then that 1% off of that, and then that 1% off of that, totally different person at the end of the year. That's all it takes, guys. Make this so simple and realistic. Stop doing these unrealistic goals. Stop doing that. I'm going to make $1 million this year. And you make $20,000. Create a system where maybe the job that you're at is not right for you. Maybe it's perfect for you. How are you going to make more money in the job that you're at now? Do you need to get a second job, a side hustle? What is it that you need to do? Is there another position that you need to take? Do you need to daily make where you're going to look for another job and you're going to do it consistently and daily and submit 5 resumes a day or whatever it may be? You're going to be consistent. Every single day, I want a 1% gain. Totally different person. And he says, finally, in the gym, just like in my business, I measure backward and use that measurement to determine my next move. I am constantly looking to improve. Now, he's constantly looking to improve in a casual, very easy way. Yeah, I'm going to improve. I'm just going to add a little bit more weight. I'll add another, I'm going to do a couple more reps today. And he says, I base my choices on what has recently happened, not on what I hope will happen in the future. We all know what hope is. I had somebody tell me once, this is so funny, hope in one hand, shit in the other. Think about that. Hope. We're always hoping for all kinds of stuff. Hope is nothing. Hope is nothing. It's these actions, these simple actions that you do day in and day out that will change your life, that will make you feel amazing, that will keep you not just, and I want you guys to see this, because this is, I'm telling you, this is the most important thing that you can do for this year. And I want you guys to really understand this. If you did 1, 2, or 3 things a week and you consistently did them for the whole year, you're going to be amazed. Walking 20 minutes, walking 45 minutes, reading a chapter a day in a book, drinking however much water you're supposed to drink, going to the gym 2, 3 times a week, whatever it is, be realistic. Make the commitment. Do it. I'm telling you. At the end of this year, you will be so thankful and so grateful of the person you become. And that opens up abundance. It opens up opportunities. You're going to see your income increase. If you work on yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually by 1%, I guarantee you the income, your relationships, everything in your life will change. It's a promise, because you're becoming a better person. You're taking responsibility. You're not being a victim. You're being proactive, not reactive. You're making decisions and deciding, and in that creates confidence. And in that confidence, that peaceful confidence, that humility that you can do what you're set out to do, and you're proving it to yourself day in and day out. When you come to work, when you enter into that relationship, when you decide to go on a trip, a vacation, it's going to be a different person that embraces those new matrix in your life. That whole, you've leveled up the game and now you're on a whole different level. That's what happens. It's that simple and that profound, guys. Build the systems out, measure them, give yourself some credit, stop feeling guilty, stop playing a victim, be proactive.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast. And thanks to our sponsor, RigbyDigital.com. Make sure to subscribe and share. And go to abqpodcast.com. Get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate your journey as an entrepreneur and business owner.